Good afternoon and welcome to this Daily Change fundraising event in support of the work of the New Brunswick Association for Community Living. I'm going to begin our session today by acknowledging the land that we're gathering on across our province is the traditional unceded territories of our First Nations peoples, the Mi'kmaq, Wolastoqey, Maliseet, Wabanaki, Passamaquoddy, and Penobscot peoples. My name is Roxanne Tarjan, and I am the current president of the NBACL Board of Directors and a proud member of our association's Changemaker Society. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Many of you are familiar with this annual event, which historically has taken place in person. As you can well understand, for both this year and last, an in-person event wasn't an option, so we've moved online and turned it into a virtual session. The support for this event is vital to our work and the supports and services we're able to provide to individuals and families across our province. Thank you so much for the turnout today. We know many of you have made time to be here on short notice, and we can't thank you enough for making the session work. I want to welcome my fellow NBACL board members for being here today, as well as extend a very special welcome to the other members of our Changemaker Society joining us today. The Changemaker Society is something you're going to hear more about, and I hope that you may consider to become a changemaker as well. Finally, thank you to everyone who worked so hard over the past few weeks, inviting friends, family, and colleagues to be here. We've all been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, and NBACL and those we support are no different. As we navigate this fourth wave, the pandemic continues to emphasize the why behind our association's work. Support requests received from families during the pandemic have doubled, and NBACL is actively supporting over 2,600 individuals and families across this province today. 2,600 individuals and families. Over the past year, NBACL has heard from individuals and families with immediate and pressing needs. For example, inclusive housing, mental health supports, and funding for essential needs. We've adapted to these challenges and connected them with community and government resources based on their needs as well. At NBACL, we pride ourselves in providing person-centered support that considers the unique needs of each individual and family when we partner them with options, ensuring they're the right ones for them. The pandemic hasn't changed this. Sadly, COVID-19 has highlighted the unique challenges and inequities that many people living with a disability continue to face. And these are the issues that we're working on to change with you and our association partners across the province. As you'll see later, there's many reasons to be hopeful as well. And we're excited to share those examples with you. I hope you're going to truly enjoy this event and the stories we're going to share with you today, and that you'll see just how much of an impact we can make together in our communities. As we get started, I'm going to remind you that everyone has been placed on mute for the event, but if you have any questions, please reach out to NBACL. The email you received contains contact information for NBACL, as well as contact information being readily available on the NBACL website. Staff are anxious to help you out in any way you need. With that, let's get started. Thank you again for being here, and it's now my pleasure to turn this over to Sarah Wagner, the association's executive director. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxanne. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. I had a situation recently that caused me to reflect deeply on the lives of people with a disability in our province. We received a referral from an individual who I graduated high school with. Excited by the prospect to reconnect, I gave her a call to see how NBACL could support. Having graduated almost 20 years ago, we had lots to catch up on. Sadly, I was not surprised by how astoundingly different our lives were. When I look at my life, it has been filled with opportunity and choice. The choice to go to post-secondary, the choice to have a home of my own, to be married, have a career that I love, become a mom of 3 children. I'm an active member of my community. When I compare my life to my former classmate, our lives are dramatically different. Opportunity and choice are not abounding. With aging parents, it was time for her to start exploring living in a home of her own. Living on $705 a month through her social assistance, which is just over $8,000 a year, and with average market rent being over $800, the choice of an apartment was not there. She then entered into a special care home that was outside of the neighborhood where she grew up. She is now limited due to COVID restrictions of having just one guest come and visit her. She has 2 community outings a week. She eats her meals at a planned and scheduled time each day. She's not able to have a boyfriend or overnight guests. Opportunity and choice are not abounding. Feeling stuck, this is why she made the call to MBACL. And I'm happy to report that we are now supporting my former classmate to connect to the housing list and plan for a life on her own. Plan for goals that for many of us just seem like basic pieces of living in community. However, for the reality for persons with an intellectual or developmental disability living in New Brunswick, intentional support and individuals really looking at what their dreams are require the support of an agency such as ourselves. New Brunswick has the 2nd highest rate of disability in the country at 26.7%. Over the last year, MBACL is actively supporting over 2,600 families who have a son or daughter with an intellectual or developmental disability. Throughout the pandemic, we have continued to sit at the kitchen table of New Brunswickers to support them to plan, to connect the dots and connect them to the essential supports that they need. One of our biggest investments during the pandemic has been in lawn chairs so that we can safely meet with people in a socially distant way so that that connection to community support is still available. Over the last year, we had the opportunity to support the Johnson family, who by the time they connected with us, they were on their 3rd childcare center. Many of the centers were not able to support their daughter with autism. So when they connected to MBACL, we were able to work with the Johnson family to identify what their needs were, connect them to an inclusive childcare setting, and then provide on-site consultation, training, and support to that center so that not only were they successful in supporting the Johnson's child, but that the capacity was built so that future children with a disability that come through their doors, their needs are met and the center feels supported. MBACL supported a significant number of families that have sons or daughters going through the K-12 school system. School closures because of COVID-19 and recently because of the strike caused major disruptions in routine for parents that rely on the school day as an essential component to the support for their son or daughter. During the strike, 80% of the families that MBACL works with reported that online learning options were not equitable or met the need of their son or daughter. So MBACL has worked to find creative solutions to ensure the support needs of those families were met, but also advocate on their behalf so that if future closures happen, how can we do better to ensure that children are not left behind? MBACL is working daily to support individuals with an intellectual disability to access employment. People who have a disability, an intellectual disability, 75% are unemployed, which often means a lifelong in poverty. NBACL is working daily to change that. Over the last year, we have supported high school students across the province in grades 10, 11, and 12 to become workforce ready. Over the last year, we supported 260 high school students. And I'm happy to report that we've been able to flip that unemployment stat upside down. And of our high school graduates, 79% have become employed. This is important work, and important work to show not only that people with a disability can work and can do it very successfully, but also to support employers to evolve their hiring practices, to open the door and become inclusive. I'm going to turn your attention now to 3 stories, and these stories highlight some of the current work that is happening at the New Brunswick Association for Community Living. Without intentional support, oftentimes people with a disability can feel isolated from their community. The Transition to Work program is an initiative we've been operating for over a decade here in New Brunswick. We are supporting 260 high school students in grade 10, 11, and 12. We are working each day with people that have an intellectual or developmental disability to develop the skills to become workforce ready and connect them to employers in our province.
I was working at the Giant Tiger store, but after working there for about 7 or 8 years, I decided that I wanted to do something different with my life. I would like to have a job where I do not have to do shift work and have more time to spend with friends and family whenever I can.
I'm Alicia Wilson. I'm a transition facilitator with the New Brunswick Association for Community Living. I work with youth with intellectual and developmental disabilities to help to prepare them for work or post-secondary after high school. With the high school students, we work with them on job readiness skills, helping to prepare them for workplace, getting them out and doing volunteer opportunities, summer work experience. I met Michelle in February of 2018, and he chose to go with the Administrative Professional French Second Language program at New Brunswick Community College.
First year at NBCC, I was a little bit nervous because it was my first time going back to school in about 12 years. So that was a really big change.
Michelle is a wonderful individual. He has determination. He doesn't give himself enough credit for everything that he's been able to accomplish over the last 2.5 years. We met usually weekly to talk about the supports that he needed. There was one class he was struggling in quite a bit, so we got additional tutoring funds to help him so that he was able to pass that course.
It felt really good. I felt a real sense of accomplishment because of how much work and effort and tutoring that I put in those 2 years, and of it not being modified especially. So it was like a dream come true.
Michelle applied for a position in the summer of 2020 with the Department of Early Learning and Education and was accepted. Michelle has moved into a bigger apartment. Michelle has also paid off his entire student loan, which was one of his goals.
I'll always be thankful to NBACL for what they've done for me. I would have never gotten to this point without them.
The unemployment rate for people with an intellectual disability is a staggering 75%. Over the last year, our high school graduates, we had 79% enter into places of employment. The social return on investment of this program is unquestionable because, again, we are supporting people to access real work for real pay. We are supporting people to move on the pathway of independence. The Transition to Work program is part of a whole organization where our vision is leading in the creation of opportunities for people to live full and valued lives in all aspects of community.
Social inclusion is important for people's dignity, for their security and well-being, and also for opportunities to lead a good life. Social inclusion program at NBACL supports adults with an intellectual disability to become more connected to their community, and that can look like a variety of things. It can involve planning for a home of their own with any necessary supports needed to do so, developing a personal support network, and also being connected to recreation or leisure, volunteer activities that match their interests and choices.
Hi, I am Patty O'Donnell. I am blind, but that doesn't stop what I do. I live independently in a really nice building, and that's me. I was more like stubborn, and I didn't want people to do things for me. I wanted to get the help to do them myself, and that's when the support of NBACL came in, and I needed to know what was out in the world, what I could do, how I could help people, how people could help me, and I knew NBACL was for families and supported people with disabilities, so I went there. I don't see them as support staff for me. I see them as part of my family.
Facilitators in the social inclusion program support people with social inclusion through developing a person-centered plan that helps them not just identify their interests, but also set goals, and then explore and navigate the different pathways for them to achieve their goals.
I'm the self-advocate of NBACL, so I go out and I support people. And living here, I've been living here for 4 years. I see myself more happier here with the supports I have. I'm more cheerful. I'm not a sad old sack like I used to be. I learned how to get to the YMCA's just across the street. The other tricky part that we'll be learning, probably not this year, next year, is learning how to go down to Sobeys is in our North End, and so yeah, I'll be able to fill all my goals that I want to accomplish by having that support. I was able to be me, to be strong, to deal with different things, and to also to have fun as well. My dream is to own my home. I love animals, so I like to have a big backyard that I could put a dog in. And I also too like those slide-in swings that have 2 seats. I would like to put one of those in, but right now that's just a dream. But people keep telling me that support me that maybe that someday that dream will come true. Go to NBACL. They are the right people to get the support, to get the help that you need.
Hello, my name is Katie Stiles, and I'm a family support facilitator with the New Brunswick Association for Community Living. Today, I would like to share with you a very special story about Elizabeth and William. When I first got connected with Elizabeth, it's safe to say she was feeling pretty lost in the system. Elizabeth is a mom to William, who is a beautiful young boy who has an intellectual disability. You see, the hopes and dreams that parents have for their children are similar whether they have a disability or not. Dreams like going to school, making friends, being invited for a sleepover, traveling to school to and from on a school bus, and so much more. It's hard to believe the barriers to an ordinary life that parents of children with disabilities face each day. When I first got connected with Elizabeth, she didn't have any in-home supports for William. He was being sent home from school due to behaviors, and Elizabeth was starting to feel quite overwhelmed in her duties as a full-time parent, but also a full-time university student as well. She was starting to feel quite defeated. My role was to sit and listen and help build a plan and connect the dots to get supports. Liz had a difficult time accessing service delivery systems, such as the Family Supports for Children with Disabilities program. With assistance from Family Support at NBACL, we were able to access those supports and more to ensure that William is well supported, not only at school, but at home and in community as well. Moving forward, Elizabeth and William will be supported from NBACL to partake in regular meetings with service and support providers to come around the table to ensure that William is on track to achieve his goals. The support from NBACL not only helped Liz to get connected to services and ensure that needs are met, but it also allowed for her to take a step back and take a deep breath and spend some time with her son. It allowed for her to carve a path in the future with hope. It is so special to see parents go from feeling like they are just getting through the day to really thriving. So without further ado, I'd like to pass it on to Elizabeth to tell us more about her story.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth and my son's name is William. We both live in Fredericton and are happy to call it home. I'm currently in my 4th year at St. Thomas University, and I expect to graduate in May of 2022. Following graduation, I plan on applying for their social work program. I am passionate about music and I value spending time with my friends and family. As someone who lives with multiple complex health conditions, I do my best not to take anything for granted. William is 11 years old and has a great sense of humor. He enjoys building Lego and watching shows on Netflix. Some of his interests include music and history. He's looking forward to being able to travel again once we're able to do more safely. We enjoy spending time together with our friends at a local restaurant in Fredericton called the Snooty Fox. Before getting connected with the New Brunswick Association for Community Living, our life was very chaotic. When someone receives a diagnosis, it can be all-consuming, and you are likely not to know where to turn. While I was aware that we needed certain interventions and supports, I was not sure how to access them. There can be many application processes involved when you are looking for interventions and supports, and at times the paperwork and phone calls were never ending. In my experience, some of these application forms are exclusionary in nature due to the kind of language that is often found within these documents. Some of the exchanges that I encountered within these networks of support were less than ideal, as it became clear that they held certain beliefs as to who and what diagnoses should and shouldn't qualify supports. Instead of being told how they could help our family, I was told how they couldn't. Additionally, at times I felt very alone and I desperately wished to connect with others who may be on the same path that we are. When we got connected with NBACL, it was the first time in a long time that we felt any sense of stability. NBACL was able to be a strong and steady constant when everything was changing around us. NBACL provided support and guidance within the education system and assistance with the application process of different programs. They even followed up with these programs and services to ensure that we were being provided with the supports that best suit the needs of our family. Having the support made me feel like we truly had someone on our side looking out for what our family needs. NBACL also acted as a liaison between service providers while advocating on our behalf. More recently, they offered support to William and I during the CUPE strike, which helped us feel so supported and helped us feel like we weren't left to fend for ourselves. The support that we receive from NBACL allows our family to be able to focus on what is truly important, Now, instead of being overwhelmed by some of the challenges that day-to-day life has thrown our way, we are now able to be more confident in our abilities to face these challenges with the support that we receive from NBACL. Their support has allowed me to dedicate more time to completing my degree while remaining present as a mother to William. Their assistance has allowed me to share with them some of the things that are not often talked about, but are true realities for those of us who live with complex health adversities. In the event that they do not have an immediate solution, they are always keen in locating one, even if that means they must consult other people. The involvement of NBACL in our lives has allowed us to dedicate more time to each other and to those who mean the most to us. Thank you.
Wow, truly amazing stories. I think you can all agree community living makes a huge impact in people's lives and in our community. Hi everyone, I'm Donna Brown. I am a member of the NBACL Board of Directors as well as the first Vice President of People First Canada. Having you here to support our Daily Change fundraising event and helping us reach our goal of $100,000 by December 31st means so much to us and those that need our help. Today, I need to ask you for your financial support. You can help create opportunities for individuals and families and ensure their essential needs are being met, such as housing, food, income support, and a sense of belonging in their community. The funds raised today will have a direct impact on our capacity to continue supporting individuals and families in our province. To help get us started in reaching our goal, I have a few amazing donations to announce from a number of leaders in our province. Longtime friends and donors of NBACL Base Engineering and Project Group have each made an additional donation of $5,000. Thank you so much. Also, longtime donors of NBACL Catapult LNG has continued their support by making a $10,000 donation today. Thank you very much. Next, we have our friends from RBC with an amazing donation of $30,000 through the RBC Future Launch. Thank you very much. Next, we are pleased to announce a generous donation of $10,000 from the Owen Family Foundation. Thank you very much. We could not thank these amazing community leaders enough for their support. The combined total of their donation is $60,000, helping push us past the halfway point of our goal, leaving only $40,000 to reach our goal. Now, it's our turn. With this Daily Change event, there are a number of ways you can provide a donation. I'll take a moment now to share the ways in which you can donate. In a few minutes, you'll all receive an email with clear and easy instructions to make your donation. There are three main ways to donate. You can donate online through our website. You can also donate over the phone, and we've included our phone number in the email you receive. Finally, you can donate through the mail. You can find our mailing address in the email we are sending. I would like to remind you all that tax receipts will be issued for donations. One of the most impactful ways to help is to become a member of the Changemaker Society. This can happen in two different ways. You can join today as a new donor, or for those already in a pledge, you can increase your current pledge amount to reach the Changemaker level. We call it the Changemaker Society simply because you truly are changing lives. Imagine helping to create an opportunity for someone for as little as $2.75 a day or $83.33 a month. To become a change maker, you will make a donation of $1,000 or more each year for 5 years. This is an amazing way to make ongoing impact. On your donation card, you will see the different giving categories in the Changemaker Society. A gift at this level would allow us to create opportunities for individuals and families that are struggling. The next option to give, which makes an ongoing impact, is our daily change, which is only $1 a day. The daily change is processed as a recurring monthly donation of $30. This provides steady, reliable funding we can count on. If the Changemaker Society or the Daily Change are not for you at this time, I can assure you that any amount you can give will have an impact and go towards our goal. You can make a monthly, annual, or one-time donation of your choice. Your donation is important to us. At this moment, we are sending each of you an email with easy instructions on how you can make your donation. The email includes easy links to donate through our website and all other options available to process your donation. If you don't see the email in your inbox within the next 5 minutes, please take a quick look in your junk folder. If you still don't see it, please reply to the email sent with today's event link, and we'll be happy to help you process your donation, or you can make your donation directly on our website. Once you have made your donation, we want to ask for your help in multiplying the impact. Please share what you saw today with your friends, family, and colleagues. Today's event will be available by video on the NBACL homepage. We'll also be sharing information on Twitter and Facebook. Please share these posts and encourage others to take part and donate. We need everyone's help. We look forward to keeping you updated on the impact you are helping to make. Together, we can build strong communities by creating opportunities for people with intellectual or developmental disabilities. Please remember, as you review the donation options in your email, that any support you can lend help us to support others as an essential service in our community. We simply could not do it without you. I hope you all have a great afternoon. With that, I will turn it back over to Sarah.
I want to thank everybody for your time today, your time to listen about the work at NBACL and become more informed about the realities of people with a disability living in New Brunswick. COVID-19 seems to be here to stay. And the reality is, for those that we support, social isolation is a day-to-day factor. And we've been operating on the line that when the doors to community closed, community living has really stepped in. And I hope that you consider donating to NBACL to support us to continue this work, but also enhance our supports and services so that we're able to meet the daily demand of those that require support. Thank you again.